Illustrator has an almost limitless number of swatch libraries to help us choose colors, and we'll be working with that in this video. And one thing we're going to do is work with spot colors. Spot colors are colors that are pre-mixed to a specific color. They're not like CMYK colors. Those are 4 inks that are blended together to create a color. So the first thing we'll do is go up to Window and down to Swatch Libraries. It's way down at the bottom here. And you can see that we've got all kinds of various libraries here for colors of all types. They're grouped by types of colors. Sometimes we've got scientific, patterns, neutrals, etc. But I want to go up to Color Books. See, we've got even more here, and we're going to be working with the Pantone solid coded, excuse me. Pantone is a color matching system that pre-mixes inks to specific colors, and coded refers to the kind of shiny coating that is sometimes applied to paper. So you can see just in this one color book we have just hundreds of colors here to choose from. If we actually know the number, we can just type it in the find field. And what we're looking for is 137. I'm going to type that in there. And we end up with 2 colors here that contain those numbers. I want the 137C color. I'll just open up my swatches panel. So if I click the 137C color, it's automatically added to the swatches panel. I'll close the Pantone color book there. And now I'll click the light gray guitar shape with the selection tool. And then I'll fill it with that Pantone color that we just added to the swatches panel. So there is our spot color applied to the guitar. We can also create a tint of a color, which is a mixture of a color with white to make the color lighter. We can only make tints from global colors, but we can make them from CMYK colors or spot colors. And that's what we'll do now. I'm going to select both of these gray shapes on the guitar, and I'll fill them with the Pantone 137C color. I'm going to go to my Properties panel, click the Fill Color, and I want the Color Mixer button. I can see now that this looks a little bit different than it has when we've used this before. This is going to create a tint of a color. You can see that T in the dialog box there. We can move the slider to create a lighter color, or if we know the value we want, we can just enter that into the percentage field there. So I'm going to enter 70% in the percentage field. I'll click the Swatches button in the dialog box here. And then I'll click the new swatch button at the bottom of the panel to save the tint. And when I hover my cursor over the tooltip, it says Pantone 137C 70%. So that's how we create a tint of a color. Now sometimes when we're using spot colors, we want to convert them to CMYK colors. If we were actually printing something like this, we have CMYK colors, we're going to use 4 inks plus the ink for the spot color, so that's going to make 5 different inks, and we may not want to do that. So we may want to convert all the spot colors to CMYK colors as well. So I'm going to select everything on the active artboard, and then I'll go to Edit, and down to Edit Colors, and then Convert to CMYK. And we didn't see much change. Sometimes it can be a noticeable change, but this now makes every color in this artwork CMYK. Now we can also copy color attributes and other information from various objects to other objects to save us a little bit of time. It's kind of a quick and easy method. I'm going to select that kind of pink shape on the guitar, and then I'm going to get my eyedropper tool, and I'm going to click in the circle of the guitar. And notice how it applied those attributes to the formerly pink shape. I can click anywhere and copy the attributes. Not only did it copy the fill color, but it also copied the white stroke around it. So it copies fills, strokes, and general attributes of the object. I'm going to select that shape again because I don't want a stroke around there. So I'll click the stroke box and choose none. One thing that we can use to organize our workflow and our art is to create color groups. We've used a number of different colors in the guitar that we've been working on, and so it would be nice to group those into one folder so that we have them all together in one place. And that's what we'll do now. I'll go to Window, and I'll go down to Swatches to open the Swatches panel. And I'm going to click the swatch name Guitar Orange and hold down the Shift key and click the swatch name Pantone 137C to select all 5 of those colors. So now that all 5 of those colors are selected, I'll click the New Color Group button at the bottom of the Swatches panel. And in the dialog box that comes up, I'll change the name to Guitar Colors, and then I'll click OK to save the color group. And you can see that those colors have now been moved to the bottom of the Swatches panel, and they are named Guitar Colors. We can also move the colors around to various other areas if we want to. Just click, hold, and drag a swatch someplace else to remove it from the color group. And we can also add additional swatches to that color group. I'll move one of those colors out of the group up to the tint of the Pantone color we created. So you can see that I can move colors out. I'll move it back in. Just click, hold, and drag when you see that black bar. That'll add it to the group. And I think I'll add that tint to the group as well. So there's a little bit about working with swatch libraries and Illustrator. They're a very useful tool.